forces together. We made the building blocks, and originally it was just all for Pinewood, but it's definitely expanded more than I thought it would.
Wow.
But yeah, my business within this meeting will come once everyone's introduced themselves. I want to get this quote-unquote constitution, if you will, out of the way.
Yeah, well. Alright, the Rangers at the back there. You want to go next?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm standing here in the back next to the light.
Hey.
My name's Hunter. I'm with the Rangers. What my group's been doing primarily is getting around and seeing what everyone has to offer.
I didn't interrupt, but I think we have some random people here, people.
Of course we do.
I'll go check it out. Excuse me.
I asked what's going on with all the fires and lit up the whole fucking tower.
And my group has really just been keeping our eyes open, our ears open. I do have some bad news I have to bring with my own group, but that can wait a few minutes till everyone else introduces themselves.
Yeah, people, I don't mean interrupt. We've got 3 armed people just sitting right here in the stairwell.
I'll come down.
Continue with everything.
You guys? We saw the fire, someone tried to come check it out.
Everyone stay up there.
Okay. Maybe have some.
Rather
Get back
than
up
any
the
man-
stairs, please. We're just having a little friendly discussion here. Doesn't really involve you guys. So we very much appreciate it. I left hour.
I suppose that's reasonable enough.
Sorry?
I said, I suppose that's reasonable enough. We'll be on our way.
Yeah, best so.
Well, that could be a big idea.
I recognize that voice from somewhere, but I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I recognize it too.
Ray, to be honest.
That's Anton Reiger. He's an ex-pagan.
It's a last cell. You two take care then, yeah?
Yeah.
Gal, just make sure they leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'll
go
say-
search town for food anyway, so I'm just gonna go
I'll
have
walk
a little
down with
walk
them.
around. Yeah,
Do we not
let's
have
go down.
Overwatch?
We do.
Roll to my boys on the church, but that's about it.
Guys, just from a perspective of somebody that has defended this building 1,000 times before, if we get initiated upon, we need to get out of the building. You can't hold it from the inside.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty
keep ourselves
close to
low,
fuck.
but that's about it. We couldn't get up.
Hello.
No, you
Alright.
actually get picked off through the windows. That's one.
Oh, fuck.
way up.
Yeah, there's a big, like, sniper
Alright.
mountain thing that people can
Alright,
easily pick you
guys.
up from.
Let's get back
bring us
to
back
the...
Bring back I said.
Yeah, run back upstairs.
Very much.
Maybe people will sort this out if they stick around.
Oh, it's they decided to leave.
Good.
Alright.
Now, next
back to
group, I
business
believe
time.
it's based on the one at the back there. You want to introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Hamish. Don't know if we can be called Base 101 anymore, but these are some of the men. We've been invited along here. Just gonna sit down, see what you've got to say, see what your agenda is, and take it from there.
Would your men mind introducing themselves? Love to know their names.
Sure. Hello, folks. I'm Tazi.
Which floor are you guys on?
Top floor.
Yes, top.
Yeah, I'm too cold. Go on. Go on, Jose.
I'm Evan.
Yeah.
Stradic, just over here.
You're Stradic. Nice of you to finally join us.
Mate, you can't rush
you need to
perfection.
watch, eh, mate?
Mate, you can't rush perfection.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
Just
You,
before we move on, base 101. I was, we were like there. We were meeting up with you like last week. Why do you say that you're not really, quote unquote, base 101 anymore?
Well,
Unless that's a topic you want to bring up later after everyone's introduced themselves.
yeah, we can cover that shit later, mate.
Alright,
Alright.
easy then.
Now the gentleman with the caps.
Fantastic. Okay, let's go. We, collection of fellas, call ourselves the firm. Bunch of businessmen, buying and selling, whatever the fuck you fancy. This on my right is Ulysses. Lovely fella. On my left, we've got Jim. Most loyal band I've ever known. And over there, that little Indian fella. That's Bajar. Best dealer I've ever known. He came to me with a little proposition, and so did Jim, about a little town of up north that he said we could proclaim if something like that. I don't fucking know.
Had a discussion with Alex about possibly living in Kaminsk, and also see what the whole Northern Alliance is all about.
Isn't Kamansk held by the village people?
No, they've moved out. Anyway, we can get onto that. Legislate introductions.
Yeah, those guys were cons.
Anyway, finally, we have the gentleman with the beret. You'd like to introduce yourself?
The name's Oliver. I represent a couple of people that fight the good fight. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit skeptical about giving out the exact name, considering the fact right now we are fighting for control against both the Kingdom and the Catholics. Well, for a couple of you probably know I supplied a bus stolen by Joffrey, but I don't really have anything to put on the table. I came to this meeting to listen to all of you.
Fair enough. And I think that's all the groups except my own, which I'm sure you all know who that is. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. We can get to our first agenda. It would be that
Yes.
Tucker's prepared a constitution of sorts to help organize things.
I wouldn't quite like to call it a constitution because that's not really what it is, considering this is more of a charter. We're not making a government here, guys, but a government of sorts, I suppose. But I have it in my hand here, and I figured I would finally read it off to all of you in front of you, if that's not such of an issue. So, clean out your ears. It's going to be a little bit of a long one, but I tried to keep it short for brevity's sake. I mean, if anyone's bothered to read the U.S. Constitution, that thing was a book and a half, basically. But, anyway. A world without law is a world without a social contract. In a world without a social contract, life is solidarity, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. So therefore, in order to establish an effective new order, we hereby agree to abide by the following social contract, and agree to live by and operate under this new paradigm. Section 1. The Northern Alliance will be composed of the following bodies of leadership: the Senate, the Council, and in times of great crisis, the Supreme Allied Commander. All powers to legislate shall be vested in the Northern Alliance Senate. All powers to veto shall be vested in the Council of the Northern Alliance. Section 2. The Senate of the Northern Alliance will be composed by the following: 1. One member chosen by the Council. 2. One member chosen by each member state of the Northern Alliance. The Senate shall vote on any issue nominated by a member state. A vote will be called and held only in the event that 66% of the Senate is present. Each vote must surpass a 51% margin, and if the resolution passes, it shall be sent to the Council of the Northern Alliance for ratification and/or veto. The Senate of the Northern Alliance reserves the right to decide on the inclusion of a new member state into the Northern Alliance. The motion must pass with a 51% majority. Section 3. The Council of the Northern Alliance will consist of one leader from each founding member state, and/or by decision of the Northern Alliance Council. The duty of the Council will be the ratification and/or veto of proposals sent up to it by the Senate. The decision to add new members to the Council shall be decided by a unanimous decision by the Council itself. Section 4. The Supreme Allied Commander of the Northern Alliance shall be nominated and voted on by the Senate of the Northern Alliance. His or her duty shall be to lead in time of great crisis. Time of great crisis shall be defined as any time in which the Senate votes and passes with a 66% margin that one exists. For instance, in a time of invasion or war. A declaration of a time of great crisis shall not be passed on to the Council for ratification. During a time of great crisis, the Senate shall be suspended. All decisions shall be made by the Supreme Allied Commander. The Senate shall reconvene when a member state calls for an end to this time of great crisis, and it will be voted on. If the vote achieves 66% margin, the time of great crisis shall be declared over. Section 5. Each member state will have their own plot of land in which their own laws can be established and enforced. At no point shall a member state have any laws that are which are in direct conflict to those of that of the Northern Alliance. Section 6. Amendments to this social contract shall be made if a convention is called upon by 60% of the Senate. If the amendment vote passes with an 80% margin, the convention shall be concluded and the new amendment be added to this social contract. And then it names the member state signatories. So that's what I have for you. Well, that was a mouthful, I know. So if you have any questions, I can answer them.
I got none.
If no questions, we can move on.
What kind of laws are you allowed to have in your town? Like,
Basically, it's
Okay.
whatever the hell. It's really whatever the hell you want, as long as it's not within direct conflict of any laws passed by the Northern Alliance. So, if, for instance, you didn't want guns present in your town, then you can. Sorry, my train of thought. If you don't want guns,
rule.
yes, okay. If you don't want guns in your town, if the Northern Alliance passes a law saying all towns must abide, or all sectors must abide by allowing free bearing of arms, then that would be a direct conflict. Now, if there wasn't any motion in the Northern Alliance to say that there is a right to keep and bear arms, then in your specific town, if you wanted to regulate and say no guns, then you could do that. And each town would have its own system, whatever the hell you want. That's up to you, because up to the individual member states or groups or whatever you want to call them. Personally, I would like to, if anything is going forth when it comes to voting at this meeting, we need to definitely, in my opinion, push that off until we can make a decision on this Constitution. Once we have that done, then we can move on to further things, actually getting the establishment of this Northern Alliance. Because really, at this point, it's just a bunch of people with a common goal standing here in front of us today.
Yeah, well, one point of the Constitution is electing a emergency leader, you say. That perhaps might be voted upon at the end. We can.
I disagree.
That.
I personally think that it should be done by a Senate, not by this popular vote that's standing here. We need to make the Senate first, because look at the amount of people we have here when it comes to each group. Some people would definitely have their vote. There's too much power to some groups. Having a Senate and each group having the 2 senators from each group would definitely make it a lot fairer and less unbalanced when it comes to who we decide, because we don't want a monopoly choosing our leader here. And because this leader is very, very important. It's when there is a time of war and a time of crisis, this person is the person who takes command. Think Rome, think Caesar. This is what this power is. We can't have a group that has large numbers of people who are present here today to sway the vote in any direction, one way or another.
Well, I agree. That's why I think at the end we can take a leader and a voice from each group and decide upon it. Then.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Wouldn't it make more sense to just choose when we need one? Because things could change before then if we just choose one person and then something happens with them. we're out of luck. Shouldn't we be deciding when we need one, not beforehand? Just
Either
thinking
way,
out loud.
Either way, I would like a
Everyone who
decision
need
on this
one is not a
constitution.
good idea. Because
Before we nominate any leaders, there needs to be a decision on this constitution. We have to have a legal, not legal, but you know what I mean. We need to have a backing here. We need to have concrete backing. We can't be just voting willy-nilly on any decision. There needs to be
Alright, look,
rules.
Diddley-O's, okay, here's what we'll do. How about, right, simple as this, yeah? You get the leader of every fucking group that's here, right, just the founder, yeah? You get them all in a little circle, right, you shake hands, and there you go, you've got your Senate, simple as that. Person who commands the people underneath them, it's as simple as that. And then all the leaders come together, they have a little discussion and all that, and then they can decide all together. And then all the leaders can put their hands up and have a little vote around and come to a conclusion of what the fucking hell's happening.
No, we've already covered this. Everybody was okay with that.
But that also will come up with its own problems because a group like the Romas doesn't really have a set leader. I mean, there's founders.
you would have to choose one.
This is why this constitution is important, because all these decisions can then be further made, as opposed to coming up with it on the spot. I have, like I said, in writing, right in my hand right here, on how I believe, at least, and it seems that everyone seemed to agree, or they didn't voice any opposition about it at the time, in the plan that I have laid out here. Because if we're just going to be making decisions like this right now, then I might as well burn this. And that's it. There will be no constitution because we're just going to be making decisions off the spot. No government.
Is important,
No government.
but we've agreed on deciding a leader. Relatively, this is the third time we've talked about it.
Then how about this? You all heard what I had to say about this constitution. If you want a little bit longer to vote or to look at it, then do so. But these leaders, whatever, one from each group, they sign the Constitution when they look over it. I can pass it around, you guys can look at it and make up any points we can actually decide upon. We don't need this to be a long, drawn-out process, but it would be nice to have this in place before we make any decisions on the leadership.
That sounds fair. We can discuss signing at the end. Let's get through more things first. Alright, well, I guess the new thing to talk about is something from the Romans was brought up recently. It was with the last meeting. I figured they might have decided by now. Romans, do you have a particular claim you'd like to make on the North?
Yeah, I suppose that we've talked this over between some of us. No one has any objections. We'd like to put a claim to that small military base up north.
You mean Tissy?
No, not Tizzy. The abandoned military base.
The one
that's
Kamensk,
just
I
north of
think.
Severo, or
Oh, that one.
Toitska.
Yeah, I know of this place. You want to claim that?
Yeah, if anyone has any, no objections to it.
If anyone has any objections, yeah, raise your hand. No?
Don't see anybody
Yes.
would have for the
That's an
abandoned.
easy one. You're free to move in, of course, just we'll make note of it. Sure no one's gonna overstep their boundaries.
Sorry, I take it we was getting our own areas. I take it each of the alliances are free to enter into these areas.
Of course, yeah. It's free to move anyway, it's just...
No, I just wanted to be clear on it.
Yeah, I think obviously it goes without saying that you don't steal from other people in
Yeah,
other
I was
areas.
gonna say within boundaries, of course. And
No,
abiding
okay.
by their
By the
rules.
laws set out
Yeah.
by the groups occupying the territory.
Say that again?
Abide by the law that the group set out that are occupying the
Yes,
territory.
as long as it's not in conflict with any laws passed by this Northern Alliance.
Alright,
Alright. Well... Something,
Kamensk is that,
what about it?
Are we
I think what
free
he's trying to say, if
live
you
there,
get it out,
stay there,
is
move in?
he'd like to, request that we own it.
Alright, might well go through that now. Anyone objecting these people taking Kamensk?
Nope.
Well, if the village people are gone and everything else has moved in there, so I got no problems with that.
I would say just watch it though. Seems kind of like a popular spot, but I think that everyone's here is happy with you guys claiming it.
Just to inform you boys, I've got another man making his way up.
I'm sorry, who took the commence? What was that?
It's us over here.
What is your group name? I'm sorry.
It's the firm.
What?
The firm.
Alright, thank you.
Okay. Next thing. We have from the Rangers a few, parole reports, things we found. It seems that one of the groups we discovered have not come along. Do you want to talk about that, Hunter?
Sure thing. I'll give all the information I can with what I've discovered. As many of you know, I'm with the Rangers. My group is not a super secret spy intelligence agency. We are not a 007 agency. But my people get around a lot, and we are all over this place. I've got some good news, and I've got some bad news about intelligence that I've gotten. Like the man standing in the corner over there, intelligence I've gotten is that he is the one with the other green beret. I've had many people confuse my group with his group, calling us the CDF. They've tried to hold us up in the past because apparently their men are...
I'm sorry, but I'm going to stop you right there. If you think that is who I am, then you are very wrong, my dear friends. First of all, this beret is a symbol that I wear only by myself, and by myself only for the fact that I used to represent an organization that wore this beret. Nobody else is affiliated with this beret, and nobody else will lay claim down towards the fact that they're Daki. The only reason why I wear a Daki beret is for the simple fact that I came from Russia, from a fucking safe haven similar down towards the Northern Alliance. Reason why I'm down here is because I'm stuck and exiled. Nor has my group laid any fucking claim down towards robberies or killings in the past 2 months, because we do not do this kind of stuff. I'm not the leader, and our leader is very strict on these kind of things, so I am the wrong person in the situation.
Okay.
Did you say you're in exile?
Sorta, technically, yes.
Anyways, like I was saying, my men have been held up by numerous people wearing the green beret with the star. They've been protecting the Vybor military camp. They've been protecting the Northwest Airfield, and they've been protecting the mosquito tents.
Can I quickly say something about this?
Yeah.
At the just before the last meeting, we had 2 of my people have also had encounters with these people. One at the Northwest Airfield at mosquito tents, claiming to be part of the CDF. They pointed guns in their face, saying the area belonged to them, to leave the area at once. Gwen and I also encountered a man just north of the airfield. Apparently mistook them for Russians, and apparently they tied him up and cut him up for simply confusing them as Russians. I did send a public radio broadcast in the hopes to contact them, but I got no response from them, so...
Like I was saying, I was just trying to give intelligence on the green beret that you're wearing.
It's a red beret. It's a black one. This is a red star. Do not mistake it for a CDF beret. That's an insult.
Oh, I'm sorry. I happen to be colorblind, asshole. I can't tell the difference between green and red sometimes in low light.
Hey, can we tune down the language, please?
Let's
We're all
chill.
friends here.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but...
Yeah, we're all allies. Allies are friends with each other. Don't want to be on the bad side of your ally, now do ya?
Also, we've been getting pushes from the south. People are wanting to find out about the Northern Alliance. We've actually got one camp among the Northern Alliance, Base 101. They're no longer a base. A group of people known as Lost, I think they call themselves, but they say that they laid claim to these lands in the north and that they're coming to take it back, and they've already started raiding bases.
Your channel was edited.
Also, they've been pushing for intelligence really hard, trying to get anything to know about the Northern Alliance. So far that one of my men, unfortunately, the guy approached him and said, "Hey, I hear you guys are survivalists. I'm a lone wolf. I'm out here. I need some help." So my guy underneath thought that the guy was legitimate and told him basically everything that he knew about my group, what we do, and what the Northern Alliance does. He doesn't know all the members that were a part of it, but he started to name a bunch of people that were a part of it as well. Gave him everything he wanted, brought him to me. As soon as he brought him to me, he ditched me and left me alone with him. And then he started interrogating me for info, but I found out real quick that all he was after was intelligence. He didn't get anything out of me other than a clarification of what my group does. So that's the leak on my side. I've already dealt with this individual, though.
Do we know who the exiles from? Like, are these guys new or like who are they? I've never fucking heard of them.
I've never heard of the exiles. I've run into many camps up here in the north. We've also got on the west side near the Tizzy military base, just on the north side of it. The Cowboys groups moved in there. They've got a giant base over there with about 20 tents.
Where?
Where exactly they set up?
Well, they've approached me to make a loose alliance so that we wouldn't be causing problems with each other. But where they're located at is there's a barn on the map just northeast of the Tizzy military base up in the clearing, just a little bit southeast of the lake.
Well, wherever Cowboy goes, the Catholics seem to follow, so he needs to get the fuck out of there ASAP.
If you want a little bit of an update on the trouble Cowboy has been staring down south, there's fucking chaos everywhere. We've been trying to prevent most of the fucking damage from happening towards any fucking civilians, but the problem is that both the Catholics and whoever the kingdom still goes down south, they've been battling it out badly, but the problem is it's moving up north very slowly. The fights are now mostly happening around Northwest Airfield, while before that it was around Cabanino and VMC.
Alright.
Well, look, if it does spread into the north, I think we need to address them and basically tell them to fuck off and keep their problems down south.
Yeah,
I heard,
I'm a little lost here. Can someone try to explain what this whole Catholic Kingdom cowboy situation is? Because I've heard it go both directions. I have no idea what's really going on. It's confusing.
Well, the story basically goes pretty fucking simple. The Catholics moved in here and they got word of Joffrey. They think of him as a false pagan, as they said themselves. They believe he's a false prophet, and therefore they took very short care of him, stabbing him multiple times. Cecil was a placeholder for Joffrey while he was getting better, but Cecil himself has gone absolutely up in smoke. The kingdom themselves, they basically don't get spotted anymore, but the kingdom's its alliance is still fighting the Catholics in the meantime. And I can tell you that this is a pretty sight. Grenade explosions go off daily, and whenever you ask about the situation, the Catholics are involved somehow. They've been raiding multiple bases and everything's been going fine. You can get past them quite easily by just showing them a little bit of respect and playing along with their game. But in all honesty, it's a fucking bloody war zone between the two of them. And everybody caught on the inside and in between them that they believe even supports Joffrey gets a big fucking trouble.
I would have to confirm this from Ranger Intelligence.
Oh, fucking great.
Well, look, quick question here. Does anyone have any allegiances to King Joffrey or the Catholics?
None.
None.
Nope.
The only guys I can think of are the plantation, but I don't know, didn't we say they
They're
stop
not
that?
they're not throwing alliance with them. They're doing trading with the kingdom.
They're not
We
even
already
here.
discussed it with them, they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
The prices of living in the north for them.
Speaking of the plantation, we went to go visit them back on Wednesday. They had up and left. I don't know where they went.
Yeah, they mentioned that the
I was there this morning and they've just disappeared completely.
They mentioned
All
at
the
the
talk about-
previous meeting that we had with them the other day that they had to move locations because apparently they had been attacked a few days prior by bandits, so they're relocating.
I see. I'll get in
much for
contact with
love
them soon.
of-
That might be perhaps why they didn't arrive today.
Just in regards to the plantation, if they're not all dead and still breathing, the plantation have a system in place where if they capture people who are bandits or anything like that. They put them into slave work to give back, so to
I
say.
think rehabilitate was their word.
That was, that's
The
what they said.
plantation is basically,
They claim that they do this all humanely. I did put forward that if they want to be a part of this alliance, that they do have someone, a representative of the Northern Alliance, go and watch over and ensure that they are treating their slaves fairly and not simply abusing them. Apparently some of the things they have them do is just simply like farm work, clean their vehicles, and that's pretty much the gist of it, I think.
I think slaves is a little bit of a harsh word, to be honest.
Honestly, there's a simple way of putting this.
Indentured
Do
servants.
these people do it out of their free will? No, then it's slavery. Simple.
And I have no place in my heart for
That's
slavery.
where it's not slavery. They do it out of consent.
Well, apparently the only people they've caught so far as to put the label work and all that is apparently the people of the clowns.
Well, I could ask
Oh,
this
well,
that,
that works, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'm okay with that.
I could ask
Capture
one
the people
thing,
who
like,
are bad.
But
I
there is
bet-
one phrase in that sentence that got me: humane slavery. It's, it's funny that. If
Well, I
you're
suppose
humane
think of it like a
slavery-
prison system. They're prisoners and they're just simply doing prison work. Like I said, the main thing is that if they catch anyone else, then we have to observe them to make sure they aren't just sensibly beating them to a bloody pulp.
Oh yes, no, of course.
I think the India. What's your name, mate? Sorry, can't remember your name. I thought you were trying to butt in something.
Yeah, like people working with somebody, like if they're consent, I bet every single fucking person can be beat into consent, because the things what I have heard about these plantation people, like they're slavers, they're bad people, they're allied with the kingdom and the clowns. This is what I have heard from my friends. Do we really want to ally ourselves with these kind of guys?
The people I've seen in their slave labor camps are bad people. I've been there a few times, met the prisoners, all murderers, rapists, you name it. All
It is
working
still
their time off.
slavery. It is still slavery. Same basics. No matter what way you phrase it, slavery.
Two
Okay,
wrongs don't
put it
make a
this way:
right.
if it's slavery, it's keeping them away from us.
I'd rather have all the bad people in one area where they're
Yeah,
watched
exactly.
constantly,
Smart man.
and
So
instead
would
of
I.
being on the streets harming other people.
And like
Exactly.
they aren't being sold or anything like that. Like I said, apparently according to they're being rehabilitated. But that's like I said, if they want to be part of this alliance, then they need to have a representative of someone else from other groups to simply watch and observe them to make sure, like I said, they are being trained humanely.
Let me ask
But if somebody
another question.
observes,
Guys, the fact of the matter is we can debate the ethics of slavery for as long as we want, but this isn't getting the meeting forward. I put forward that I don't trust them personally. I think we should keep them under surveillance. If we do want to bring the problem of slavery up, I think we should do it at a later date. We do have a lot to get through, so I think it's something that's worth the conversation, considering that they are a part of the alliance. But maybe at the Senate level, once we get that.
And once this is all established, we can decide on what we want to go forth with them. It's like if we want to include them as a member state, then of course that would have to go through the Senate.
All right, so Rangers, I think anything else to report?
I have nothing else that's of significance for intel-wise. We've got friendlies moving into Sylveska Polana. Oh fuck, I can't remember the name. I've got a ranger that's actually got that position. He should be here soon, so he's been rolling around that city, so he knows it rather well. So I've got someone assigned to.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alright, well, if that's the end of your
Novaya
thoughts,
Petrovka.
we can continue.
Yeah, we can continue. That's all I have.
Alright, now this is the point I was advised to talk about. If any of the groups would be interested in potential trade routes, things that they need and things that others can provide, we can organize things like that. It's a good way to help out each other.
I think that's a great idea, mate.
Yeah. Good idea, and I think a good location for this would probably have to be something more central to this alliance system and the structure. Maybe the core of Severograd would be a good place to be meeting if you want to do trade.
Can I honestly suggest a different system for trade?
Well, I wouldn't mind one at Commence. I'm planning on opening a shop. That would be useful, you know.
That could work as well.
Nothing,
I mean,
yeah, nothing big. Just food, ammo, you know, medical supplies. Nothing big. No guns. Just basic supplies.
either individual member states can do this on their own, and we can all work with each other and talk with each
Yes,
other,
yes.
and not have to worry about this Northern Alliance with it. Now, if we want to in the future construct an actual alliance-wide hub and trading system, then in that case we would have to go through the Senate, and then those people would end up passing the recommendation if they pass it up to the council. From there, we can decide if
Honestly,
what
suggest
place
something.
and if we want it.
If you want to set up a trade system, why do it individually? Who are the best traders here? Sorry, I don't know any of you all.
Romans probably clean that.
Romans. Okay, well.
Well, I don't know. We're not really in the trading game anymore, but
We still trade here and there, but just nowhere near as much as we used to.
Well,
we know
you
our
have-
way around it, I guess.
You have all
So,
of these
if anyone-
states. You have all of these members, all of these people, all have their own things, have their own thing that they could index. If these people would index everything and play it down towards the roamers and have a general list of everything with the names next to it, who has everything, then you could basically just set up a simple trading system on a normal frequency where you broadcast everything that is available. If something is needed, then they basically can just contact the roamers, and the roamers can contact the person that needs the stuff, and then they use the roamers as an in-between hub.
Perhaps, yeah.
We'd have to put it to the group to see how that goes. Because personally,
So
last
you guys
time
would be the post office then for us.
well, the last time the roamers were taking requests, I nearly fucking killed myself. So it's not
But it
one of
isn't
the
really
easiest
like
things to
taking
do.
requests. It is more like you are the central office of all trade, and you basically get questions. Is this in stock? And then you can see that somebody else has this set item. If so, then you can contact the other person. They can come and deliver it, and the other person can come and pick it up at any time. Basically,
All right.
making you a
Well, how
global
will we?
trading place.
We don't really have we don't really have like an online message board or anything like that. We can keep it.
Use a
easy tab orders
frequency.
or anything.
Broadcast every 6 hours. Same day. It's like same time
Alright.
dates every single time.
Yeah, that could work. As I said, we probably have to bring it to the group, but I'm personally fine to do that.
Yeah, I got no problem
What about you,
with
Stradic?
everyone else with getting supplies if need be.
That being said, are there any groups in particular with particular things they would like to trade or they're in need of? We can take note of it.
I'm not entirely sure how important that is for the specific meeting right here. This is something that needs to be decided more, I think, on an individual member state level, talking to other member states, and not as a mass conglomerate meeting like we have here today.
I mean, perhaps, but we're talking about everything now. Meetings won't be the most common thing. It's best to talk about as much as we can.
If I didn't have a radio and I got sick or injured, but I was still able to move a little bit, where would the best place to go to that has a doctor possibly available?
That's something I wanted to bring up as well. We've received confirmation that apparently I think it's the free medics have actually set up in the town of Vigino.
Yeah, bringing in a lot of traffic from down south.
Well, you have two options. You cut them off.
I might as well state this as well. The people that I represent, we have a surgeon, we have 2 combat medics, and we have a pharmacist. We can supply quite a lot of medical needs. If you ever need anything while you're down south, we are located in Chernogorsk.
What about
a specific place in Chernogorsk you're situated at?
You know, they built 2 of these specific towers. We are located in the other one in Chernogorsk.
I see.
Alright.
Alright, well, this is the point now that if there's anything the groups want to talk about, you now have the floor.
Rangers has got an intelligence question. The individual that my man ended up spilling the beans to was wearing an orange armband. When I addressed him about the orange armband, he just said just some friends of his. So I've been trying to figure out who wears the orange armband. Before somebody says ICU, infection containment unit, I've already found out that they moved to a pink armband due to the fact that somebody else had already claimed orange. So I'm trying to figure out
orange
what
has
group
been
uses
used
it.
by. We
Fucking
were
everyone
at the
uses the
King's
orange these
Court
days.
meeting a long time ago, and I noticed a good few of the guards being paid by Joffrey wear orange.
Well,
Like at the Shroom Kingdom.
Joffrey's guards no longer use orange. We had to swap armband color from blue down towards nothing because Joffrey's men these days wear blue. However, orange armbands have been spotted numerous times by my people in Gorka, so they might be hanging around there. If you need some information on it, you might as well start looking there.
Gorka's fucking house, what's that house, I remember looking at this map, fucking House Renegade, those, yeah, fucking, funny shot. That's fucking something else I need to bring up with you, Finna, but I think we've already sorted that out, and it's old news. I think that's Jim Wrecker's guys who hang around Gorka, if I'm not mistaken by Joffrey's maps.
Oh, Sealy, very quickly, Herrico, I'm not playing Finner.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, that's my problem, guys. Sorry about that.
Alright, well, we can look into that, I guess. Anyone else have a particular thing they want to talk about?
Well, oh, go on.
I was going to say, why we're still trying to claim the North, do we want to work on building alliances with groups who are properly operating down south? I mean, I know we have
not yet. Not yet.
Friend here who is apparently based in Chernigos, but is there anyone else that anyone can think of?
Well,
Ryford, if medics as well. Couldn't hurt to drag them out of the war zone.
Don't ally with them, and that is from personal experience.
Yeah, as we discussed at a previous meeting, the problem with allying with medics is that if they are captured, then they have a tendency to blab their mouths.
True.
Either way, I think on the topic of alliances to the groups that are down south, we should definitely have a constitution completely ratified at that point and a Senate decision on who we would be allying with, because that would be a Senate decision passed up to the Council.
Then I might give a little bit of warning. My people have been allying with a lot of people down south to get somewhat of a fighting force against Joffrey and against the Catholics.
Well, that's perfectly fine if you have individual alliances and you're not actually in the north, but now that would have to be worked with.
Who are
carefully.
the Catholics?
Oh, fuck.
We just had that discussion.
Shall I go over this again?
They're just radical fanatics, and if you don't agree with them, they have a tendency to either shoot or cut you up.
It's a little bit worse than radical fanatics.
Just remember
were they given that game? That
remember
name,
the
they chose
medieval
it themselves?
crusades? They're pretty much doing that. They're pretty
They
much
are-
doing another crusade.
As far as everything points to, they are directly sent by the church themselves.
What?
Like
From
the Pope?
fucking Rome. From, like, Vatican
Yes.
City.
This
Are you
is the
fucking
actual
kidding
Swiss
me?
Oh, it is a
guards.
crusade.
I'm not fucking joking with you. These people are actually fucking Swiss guards.
Well, no wonder they're tearing the kingdom a new arsehole. These guys are fucking like Spec Ops trained.
The only
Yeah,
thing
right.
the only thing that I don't understand is why would a mercenary unit still be fighting for the fucking Pope in the time of this moment?
Why the fuck is the Pope still breathing?
They're
Like,
probably all eunuchs.
One at a time, please. One at a time.
don't they have to poke the Pope every morning to see if he's still breathing?
I like that, it's funny that.
People have a tendency to look towards a higher power than themselves, and when you get religion involved, many people will cling on to that.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
if they're
these Catholics will ask us
claiming
to
to
buy
be like
indulgences.
religious people, then you can fucking talk rationality out the window.
We've already had the fucking family come in and cut people up in the name of some like fucking crazy religion. We don't really
The
need
Maker.
a crusade.
Oh my gosh. I've heard.
Yeah.
Sorry, boys.
Actually, think about it. There's a way to identify the Catholics pretty easily by their Swiss guards. Their Swiss guard wears full black clothing, but their jacket is blue hiking jacket, I believe. The one with the blue tops at the top of the shoulders. That's what
Wait a
they
minute.
wear constantly.
Everybody here lives up north, correct? Everybody.
Negatory. I do not. Not with my people.
Oh.
Don't
Most
forget.
people. We came across individual, Alyssa Morgan. And her letter said she lives up north, and she even mentioned about it. And I'm aware that there's people who want her for questioning and
Yeah,
maybe
hi.
some more.
I'm right here.
Yeah, Alex
came
gave you
across
the
Alyssa
letters.
Morgan.
Yeah, I got the letters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but how long ago? This was a while ago.
It was quite a while ago. This
I mean,
information's quite outdated. But
yeah,
it's
if no one's
something to
if no
look
one's seen or heard of her recently, then chances are she's probably either gone deep into hiding or
those-
just fucked off.
Those letters are
Oh, dear.
the last bit of information I have about her. And that was how long ago? A couple months?
Yeah, last time I heard of Alyssa Morgan was when fucking Dolina was still like a viable place to look around.
On a more serious note, anybody tries to come into the north to attack any of our groups, what's the plan? How are we going to defend them?
Order. Well,
Well,
Best
I
plan
guess.
I can.
Oh, no,
Because, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you again, but it was only a few days ago I had an old acquaintance of mine come up from the south who told me if the north band together, there is going to be a war. And we've already witnessed a bit of that on a few occasions, time after time.
War is a disease. You don't cure it by fighting it. You can't cure it by ignoring it. It's there either way. We can stay up here in the north and debate whether we should fight forever, but at the end of the day, if we can protect our own territories, we'll be fine. If we can keep
That's
it away.
what I'm asking. I'm not saying we go down and fight. I'm
Yes,
asking
yes.
how are we going to defend it? We're all banded together, you know, so what's the plan? What are we going to do?
Maybe
I think that really comes in the kind of. I think what happens really is, we
Contact
wait.
your
I don't know.
closest neighbor.
Well, you know, if you get attacked, we're gonna have to figure out where they're, where it's most endemic. These bandits or wherever the fuck it is are targeting. And
When we get
pull
attacked,
forces.
we're already
Yeah,
being
look.
attacked.
It's
From
right
her,
at
like,
your border, people. It's right at your border. I can fucking show you people that got shot. It's right at your border, right at the highway. And you guys are sitting here. If I'm being attacked, you are at the verge of being attacked. There is no
Well,
if.
quick
It's
question:
going to
those
happen.
that are attacked at the border, is there anyone in the Northern Alliance?
Yeah.
And why
So
wasn't
they
it
attack-
reported?
Who was it?
attack
Who was in the
members.
Northern Alliance that these people attacked at the border then?
Us. We've been there. We've seen them. We've had numerous encounters with them, and it has every single fucking time been a close call. They're moving up north. This is something that I warned Alex about personally when I saw it happening. I got information that the fucking kingdom themselves started positioning their troops higher up north to prepare for a fucking attack, and it was then that the Catholics took them down. But if the Catholics get word of you guys, you're going to get trouble as well. It's not
Well,
only the kingdom anymore. You can't
well,
trust these people.
I know,
Well,
and that's what I've been trying to say. The Catholics is the. Go, Alex. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the Catholics personally. There was a debate. I know, talking about who's worse, but kingdom or the Catholics. And there was a lot of word for taking down the kingdom while they're weak. But I honestly think the opposite. Like the worst thing we can do right now is give the Catholics more power. They're the single greatest threat that any of us have ever faced. Honestly, I don't know a single entity that's ever existed apart from the fucking infection that pose like as much threat as they do right now.
I mean, right now the war down south is kind of proving to be an advantage because they're kind of more focused on just taking each other out than us. So
that is
but
true.
here's the
the
thing.
looks
If
of
the
things
Catholic-
is like from what I've heard, the fucking Catholics are just rolling over the kingdom. So
Yeah.
either the
Yeah,
kingdom's
here's
either
the
going
thing.
to they're all going to get fucking killed in the end, or they're all just going to pledge allegiance to the Catholics. Which, if that the second case scenario happens, then we're in a lot of trouble.
Here's
Yeah,
the thing
we are.
about this. When you're pitting a war like this, if you're just sitting there watching on the sidelines waiting for the result, it's if what you say is true about these Catholics going through and just decimating Joffrey's men, it's not the way you want to go about it. You would want to actually start supporting Joffrey. Not entirely. We don't want him to win either, but enough to where they have more of a fighting chance that they end up killing each other more till there's a weaker party, whoever wins, doesn't really matter who wins. If it's Joffrey or it's these Catholics, it's whoever's weakest, then you go in and you kill those people. Who's ever weakest at the weakest point. And you can't, if it's a steamroll, you're not going to have any weak people, and you're just going to have to fight a full. They will have a recovery period as well. They're not going to immediately go to war with us. They will have a recovery period.
A third option, and it's by creating a stalemate by entering as a third opponent. That's the only other option you have. If you're going to support Joffrey's men, then you're supporting people that have blabbed their mouth before over the radio. I don't even know who this fucking cowboy person is, and I hear him blab over the radio every single fucking time.
Cowboy's an idiot. He wants to kill Joffrey because his men got betrayed, and apparently now he's working with him, and that's all the information I'm hearing recently.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on
If we're
there.
going to enter this, like the man from Journo says, we can do this. We can do two birds with one stone. Okay, if we are going to enter this, and this is something we all have to agree on, because this is nothing we can take lightly, entering a three-way fucking war.
Exactly.
But what we can do is we can move to take out Cowboy from our own lands. That will piss them off and also secure our borders. If we're going to do anything, that's what we need to do.
But that could bring the kingdom up north to decimate the remnants of Cowboy's group.
Well, again, I would personally like to have this Constitution ratified and the Senate making a decision on that. This can't be something we make willy-nilly.
I can honestly suggest one more thing, and then I'm going to drop this entire matter all by together. My people and a couple of other guys down south have been patrolling in between the Novi to Vybor region. We've been trying to get as much intel out of the entire situation and been trying to get as much control over the entire situation. If by any chance we would get a couple of more men, this can be unmarked men that walk with us. We get a little bit more support. We could start striking the kingdom or even the Catholics and start just pointing their attention down other directions. Start hunting people that they can't find.
Information is definitely how you win these kinds of wars in the beginnings.
So you're
can
saying we start trying making up like proxy groups that are attempting to support their own claim where there is none. So, we bring men bound from the north and say we attack from the east, so the Catholics go looking for us in the east. Is that what you're suggesting?
Basically.
It's like the Victorian period all over again.
Fucking hell.
It's actually quite simple. You could even start fucking calling yourself a certain kingdom and then put it even closer down towards their eyes that they get fucking mad as hell and just swarm the entire region. There's one thing you do need to know about the Catholics, though, is something I witnessed yesterday. They fucking got insulted by a guy when one of their priests was giving a lecture of Genesis. And these guys walked over with yellow armbands down towards VMC. They had them swarmed within exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds from all fucking directions. Breached the compound, threw in a grenade, and killed them. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And they had to force about 16 men together. You don't just lightly strike them.
Yeah. Well, we can use that to our advantage, I guess. They don't really know the terrain up here. We do. As members, I think we all need to start really learning it. If we don't know it, we're ready, because we can move them into choke points and places where their mobility is severely limited.
Yeah, there's a lot of hills around here, which makes it easier to try and defend.
A grenade is one thing. Wing firefight is another. Don't head into a crowd of room. Anyone can do that. Outshooting your opponent 5-1, though. I mean, that I'd say win that.
What they're saying?
User
sorry.
in your channel timed out.
Okay, yeah. Let's, I think if we're all happy.
Yeah.
On from this.
Yeah, this topic we've already beat with a dead horse. What's next?
One last thing before we talk about the Constitution with among the leaders is it's time to elect a new passphrase.
User entered
People
your channel.
between different groups, if we want to know who's in the North Alliance and who isn't, we can use a passphrase or some kind of code to identify each other. Anyone have any suggestions?
I thought we already had one.
Well, it's probably
it's a
best
new
to
one.
keep changing.
Changing it.
Yes,
Change it in a few weeks.
They won't be years.
How about a quote? A quote from a movie. How about Gone with the Wind? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
winter is
Too well
coming.
known.
What about that?
Winter is coming. Nah.
Yearly. Oh.
The North remembers.
More like
North
winter is
remembers.
here.
I like that one.
Not remembered.
We need
Kind of
something
like that.
to
Not remembers.
Yeah. If you want to
How about-
quote Pulp Fiction, I guess.
How about something stupid like Budweiser? Then you can
How
put it in
about
a phrase like
something
I could use a Budweiser right now.
Yeah, Budweiser's
Yeah,
a
that could work.
shitty beer.
That's the
I don't
point.
think anything to
Exactly.
do with the North, because if you say the North remembers as a fucking
Yeah,
keyword,
people will know.
you know.
What about
I
the wind
like the
blows east or
Budweiser
something
idea.
like that? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, something obscure yet very noticeable. That's what we need.
Budweiser. I agree to that.
It needs to be like a, perhaps like a mark.
Budweiser
You
did.
say one thing and they say another to confirm it.
We need a counter as well. What would you say when you agree with Budweiser?
Say something along the lines of, no, but I have Miller Lite or some other garbage beer.
There is one thing you could do to completely mask a code phrase to recognize each other. If whoever is in the more dominant position, or just even not a dominant position, the person that yells starry and the code word is yar, nobody would realize.
I think you're mispronouncing that. Nah, it's a joke. Pinewood. The Pinewood community.
I got
Dear
it.
God.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It basically is the only way I believe that you could have a code phrase that would go unnoticed for a very long time. Is
Yeah,
if you
two-part.
use a town as a code phrase.
I don't know, the beer one seems rather obscure.
Well, why not more than one code
Like,
phrase?
think about it. In the fucking 2 years since the apocalypse, like, why the fuck would be people talking about beers?
Exactly.
Honestly.
Besides the street and callous.
Hell, if you're not talking about alcohol,
Try
I
and
mean, hey.
disguise it. Something like, I don't know, have you got any beans or something like that? Something specific but simple,
Oh, yeah.
so that it blends in. So if no one singles it out as like an odd
What
phrase,
about-
it's going to have to
What
blend
about
in, isn't it?
carrots? I
Well,
don't
kind
fucking
of
carrot in
roasted
this.
nice.
Oh.
I quite like that beverage.
Wait, what about, sir? Do you have any apples? And they'll be like, no, I only have carrots. You know, that's very, mischievous.
Yeah. Well, carrot.
You know what, I think we should give a quote, and then whoever in the person did the
Alright,
quote or something.
Alright, well, let's come with a decision here. We're going to go with this carrot idea. We're going to go with Budweiser.
What color do you like? Red. You like Christmas? I love it. Come to the back.
Too complicated. It needs to be simple. That's why I think Budweiser would work just fine, because no one's going to really end up talking about beer, and it's not noticeable.
But all the Americans here, I don't know for really, but Americans seem to enjoy the shit out of Budweiser.
Buddy in your channel timed out.
Well, thinking of a passcode.
Buddy in your channel timed out. Buddy in your channel timed out.
How to character-wise, guys, I think
Going-
TS is getting
Yeah,
chaos right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
shit.
It's not. I think it's everybody from Australia. I think. There's Alex and Jericho, all that stuff. So yeah, I think it's just Australians. And they're crappy
Alright.
Australian Wi-Fi.
Apples, carrots.
Buddy entered your channel.
Apples and carrots.
Hi.
Buddy entered your channel.
Apparently, it keeps getting DDoS or something. Bad.
Just go back in game, everyone just type, just text chat.
Yeah.
Probably what they want us to do, but fuck
So,
it.
we all okay with the apples and carrots, yeah?
Oh my god, it's lagging. Rest in DDoS.
Buddy in your channel timed out. Buddy entered your channel. Buddy entered your channel.
It'll take 5 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, just about 5 minutes, guys, so we can get the lag out of the way.
Alright, when we're back and ready to go, I have an issue to bring up, and then we can move on to the Constitution or whatever.
And the voting after that.
I thought we decided. Never mind. Seems like nobody.
Just put up a temporary leader, Tucker. It'll be a better idea than to not have a leader, especially at the point that the Catholics are like running rampant right now, because the only information I told you is Oliver's information. Finner's information is even worse about the entire situation.
It doesn't even have to be a leader. It could be more of a face of the Northern Alliance, someone who looks good, knows how to talk.
We can easily elect later date, but we do need to go because I didn't know like I said.
Oh, rip that lag.
Yeah, Hiroko lag, dude.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Looks like the Australian TeamSpeak Center is dying.
But
Audio
There he
seems to be
goes.
getting clearer though, so I think
I
it's
have to
starting to wash
ask,
over.
what do we want about the
I think it's
leader
just
of
for the
March?
Australians. Because Heriko and Alex was dropped.
No, it's actually not true. The server is actually having trouble handling all of this information. I'm opening up a couple of traffic in and outs, and most people are having trouble.
Want to fight me, Luca?
It seems as though it's washing over. I can hear everyone perfectly now, so.
Anyway, guys, I'm sorry that I'm bugging out on the meeting, but I actually have to go.
That's alright.
If there's any voting going on, both of my votes are on Alex Volkov.
Wait for the
Both
meeting
of
to
your
start.
votes.
Give it 5
Yep.
more minutes.
What the
We're
fuck do you
having
mean by
two
both?
personalities?
If you take a public phase, then it's on Alex Volkov. If you take a leadership as just military-wise, it's on Alex Volkov.
Yeah, well, again, I would prefer that we do this vote when it's with the Senate as opposed to every individual member voting on a damn thing.
Well,
'Cause
not
that's
for a
ridiculous.
primary leader. I think everyone should vote for a primary leader.
I disagree.
Everybody should agree on who the primary leadership.
I completely disagree because that puts a monopoly on bigger groups.
Yeah, it does.
Well, what you can do is in the group on the level. Please tell me if I'm lagging. On the group level, you can decide who you want to vote for. Then the leader can head up in the Senate, and then the whole group vote forward.
That whole situation
Sound muted.
flies in the face of what was written in the Constitution, which is the Senate will decide on the emergency powers later, which is the Supreme
Tucker,
Commander in
gone for
Chief.
2 seconds. I need to tell you from Alex that it's already been discussed that it won't be a public majority vote. It will only be all of the leaders voting, so it would be fair.
Okay.
So in that case, I'm going to say it again. My vote is on Alex. Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Well,
Yeah,
if anything,
bad
let's just use
IC
this as a
and shit.
temporary thing. Let's just use this as temporary. Like
Yeah.
we're saying, a face, and then we can, once this whole thing's established, we can actually go about and do a better vote on it.
Is everyone good to go? Everyone in? Everyone's audio seems to be getting good.
Alex, you're lagging.
It's just.
Alright. Everyone here? Do you know if anyone... Any of the most important people, at least?
Boom is about to leave.
I think we're all here.
You have to realize we started late. I've got shit to do.
Yep, same here. That's where I'm going right now. There's stuff I need to get there.
Okay, well then, if that case, let's just table the vote for another meeting. Have a meeting another week.
I'm talking about it for like 3 meetings. Let's just.
Buddy in your channel.
People are leaving.
Fucking hell.
And
wait
the
till it gets
service
back. If you guys just want to right now, let's just fucking do it, I guess. Unless we can't, can we? We need to fucking shit. Damn it.
Oh, I can stay for like another 5 minutes, but I already ran away in game.
That's fine. Wait till Alex gets back on.
He's talking in game.
Buddy entered your channel. Buddy in your channel timed out.
Well.
Buddy entered your channel.
That's you, boss.
There. No. You see, rather than me, I'd rather somebody else. I mean, I'm the leader, but I don't need to be the representative.
So, who is representative of the
The charismatic little Indian fella on the other end.
Great honor, sir. Thank you.
Surely the one person for each group move downstairs.
Yeah, alright.
Everyone stay up here for the moment.
Right, everyone else stays for what?
Just stay for the moment. One person for each group only.
Are we just going down one flight of stairs?
Who shows this from? Is this everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oliver, where is he?
Alright, buddy. I have to bail out. Some of my people are in trouble. I'll listen over radio.
Alright, that works. So, Tucker can show you all the Constitution. You can read it and decide if you want to sign.
Mm-hmm. KOC, can I get a list of your... This is going to take a little bit of time. Can you get a list of your form names so I can PM it to you? Oh yeah, Google Doc, I can do that, yeah, and I'll just copy and paste it.
Look, guys, we started late here anyways. I really do need to go. I'm gonna sign it, but I'm just gonna sign it. I have to get going.
Okay, well then we'll just say that you signed it. That works?
Likewise here.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
You guys, if you guys want to meet it, you can abstain from signing and just say, we signed it, and then later, if you have any problems with it, when you have time to fully read it, just bring it up.
Yeah. Okay. I don't like doing it that way, but we'll see how it goes. I have to go, guys. I apologize.
Like, can you give me like 45 seconds so I can make this Google Doc and send you the link?
I gotta move out of game
Just,
because I want to get out of the city. But yeah, go ahead and send it to me.
I was gonna say, Alex, you have everyone's name, right?
I think the way you need to do it
Yeah,
is.
please.
Oh hell! I said, yeah, just forward the PM that I sent.
Yeah, just give it to Alex. Just give it to Alex. Alex and just PM us.
I already did. He already has the PM.
Alright, so this
So you
is
can
the
forward
last
the PM.
part of the meeting, and then the council thing will be next time.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
Right,
alright.
who have we got in this room? We got Mr. Anon, Stradic.
Hey, David, I'm gonna leave David as my official representative for the Rangers now.
Yep.
Host shooting.
Who's
You just shot.
representative?
Just domed a zombie, sorry. Bam.
User disconnected from your channel.
Baja, I sent it to
Oh,
you. So
by
it's
the way,
Okay, brilliant, thanks.
I probably didn't introduce myself. Name's Eddie. I'm with the Rangers here. I'll be dropping around some care packages in some places around here. They'll usually be in protected cases.
Catch everyone later.
Should have
See you later,
just
homies.
basic
So what are we doing down here?
medical supplies, water, food. So they'll be in tents and other small nooks and crannies. Feel free to take one. I'll be leaving messages for anyone who can find them.
Okay, catch y'all later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
FYI, I got.
See ya.
Buddy left your channel. Buddy disconnected from your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
Alright, Alex, you doing this thing?
Alright, PM'd everyone. Everyone should have it.
Hey, Furling, it looks like David's not here. You're gonna have to take over for the Rangers.
Done.
User disconnected from
Come
your
to the room
channel.
downstairs then. Who me still there?
No, he's gone.
Fucking read my pokes, Jesus Christ.
Buddy disconnected from your channel.
Oh well, everyone's gone.
Berlin, I'm sending you it. Take it.
Wait, so are we just leaving
reset.
now? Cause
Yep, no worries.
Yeah, let's give us a minute.
Cause I'm gonna go play XCOM.
Oh, silly, has everyone signed this so far?
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
everyone was, yeah.
Good.
So everyone's got it?
Yep.
Okay, well then, if we've all signed, then back to the RP.
Those of you who need to go, go. I think that
No.
everyone who needed to
One
leave has
more
already done so.
thing.
Yeah, I'm going back to bed. Good night.
Yeah, I gotta go too.
Buddy disconnected from your channel.
Right, I'm gonna go play some XCOM then.
Sound muted.
In which case, then the Senate decides fully. Council has no position in that. So, well, I suppose, and electing the Supreme Allied Commander.
So you're going
There's
to have a
emergency powers
Senate
later.
and a Council, and then the Supreme Allied Commander.
Which only becomes a thing if a crisis has been declared.
Okay, so it's just going to be the Council in general.
Yeah, the Council
Okay.
is the top leadership echelon. Below it is the Senate.
Okay, so
and
the Senate
in times of great crisis, the emergency power, the Supreme Allied Commander, would be stepping up. If voted on, if the Senate says yes, we need to have this leader, then it happens.
Right, so you've got the Senate, 2 representatives from each group, not the leader, 2 representatives. And the Council is who?
Us. Everyone's standing in front of us right here.
Those who signed the Constitution.
Yes, these signing founding member states. Us, everyone here, we are the Council.
Right, okay.
Well, aside from those who've buggered off already, but you
In
know
which
what I'm
case,
talking
me
about.
and Aiden should have been swapped. Okay, never mind.
But it doesn't quite matter. The leader, you know what I'm saying. The leader of the specific member state, of the founding. Otherwise, if we get new member states, like say we were discussing, I don't know, free medics or whatever it was, if we wanted to include them in this, that process, not only would they have to be voted on by the Senate to be included into this alliance, to become a seat at this council, we would have to decide unanimously to include them. Think of this kind of as the UN and then the the UK, US, Russia, France. Wow. I'm not a brain fart here. You know what I'm talking about, the top 5. That's basically what the council is here.
Okay, hang on.
So
The UN
by
Security
unanimous,
Council?
there we go, UN Security Council. So by unanimous decision, then we would include another person into this little security council we have here. That's only by unanimous decision, though. If somebody wants to join as a member state, then it goes to the Senate. But that doesn't mean that they become part of this council, unless we want them to be. That's a decision we alone make.
Okay.
I have copies here of this Constitution for everyone, so you could take it home and study it. I mean, it's good to have a basis, something we can work with here.
So Barjar is on the council, yeah?
Huh?
Yeah, it could be replaced with you if you.
I thought it was for the Senate. I didn't think you were actually making the council then and there. I thought the Senate was then going to elect the members of the council from that. But I don't really know. Considering I gave him.
It doesn't matter. We can switch the names.
OOCD, obviously, I gave him the thread, and I gave him I guess pretty much rights to the group. I'm still part of it, but I'm not active enough to still be leading it. So I did give it to him. Now, in characterly, I do still lead it, but if it would make more sense, and if he would be there for more meetings or etc., then it would be beneficial to have him on the council rather than me. Obviously, ideally, it might not make the most sense, considering he's just some random Indian shopkeeper, but I don't really know.
No, it's what it's supposed to be is the actual leader of each group.
Yeah,
now the roamers, you guys can figure something out at an OC level who you want to be the main. It'd probably be Stradic.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
he's the most active.
What I'll
so
do,
it'll probably be Stradic.
I'll swap with Aiden on the Constitution, but obviously for any meetings, etc., he will probably go to them because I might not be on. If that's okay. Because obviously the leader of the group would have to, so I'll swap over with Aiden. But if there are any meetings I can't make, he would be the one to go to them rather than me.
Basically, I'm a substitute teacher. Yeah, no, it's like Rich is only in this position, whereas Rich's health is not exactly the best. So I'm trying, I'm helping out.
Well, are we done here?
Yeah, I think so. Can I just get one quick thing before everyone does go? Can I just get everyone at the front entrance and I'll just take a quick photo?
Okay.
Oh, you're fucking sweet.
Just stick on the media thread section.
Yep. And
everyone out.
Yeah, just pretend that I handed a copy of the Constitution to every single person that signed it, so they can take it home and read it and study it.
Yeah.
Who wants
Taco.
Like, you've already signed it,
to
but,
you, Badger?